Only 1% of the world's population has this personality type. And if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're one of them. Everyone talks about how INFJs are empathetic, visionary, deeply intuitive. But nobody talks about what it actually costs to be one. The exhaustion, the contradictions, the parts of yourself that scare even you. Stay with me, because this video is about the side of the INFJ personality that most people are too afraid to say out loud. INFJs have an almost supernatural ability to read people. You walk into a room and within minutes, you already know who's lying, who's hurting, and who's performing a version of themselves that doesn't exist. Sounds like a gift, right? Here's what nobody tells you. You can't turn it off. You absorb every signal, every micro-expression, every shift in energy, and you carry all of it. Other people's anxiety becomes your anxiety. Other people's grief follows you home. You leave a conversation and spend the next 3 hours processing emotions that weren't even yours to begin with. This is called emotional contagion. And in INFJs, it doesn't run deep, it runs bottomless. It's one of the most isolating experiences a person can have. Because how do you explain to someone that you're exhausted from feeling things that didn't even happen to you? INFJs are some of the most generous, loyal, deeply present people you will ever meet. Until one day, they're not. This is what's known as the INFJ door slam, and it's probably the darkest part of this personality type. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens after months, sometimes years of giving, of forgiving, of trying to understand, of absorbing pain that wasn't theirs to absorb. And then one day, something shifts, a switch flips, and the INFJ doesn't get angry, they don't fight, they don't even explain. They just leave, completely, permanently. And the terrifying part, it feels calm, almost peaceful. Because by the time an INFJ door slams, they've already grieved the relationship. They've already said goodbye, just silently, inside themselves, months before you even noticed anything was wrong. To the outside world, it looks cold, brutal even. But from the inside, it's the only form of self-preservation they have left. INFJs want deep connection, but need to be alone to survive. They see the best in people, but can become ruthlessly cold when betrayed. They're calm on the outside, but their inner world is in a constant state of storm. Living in this contradiction is one of the most quietly exhausting things imaginable, because you never fully fit anywhere. You're too emotional for the analytical people, too logical for the purely emotional ones, too introverted for the extroverts, too socially capable to be understood as an introvert. You exist in a permanent in-between, and most INFJs spend decades believing something is fundamentally broken about them, before they realize it's not a flaw, it's just what it means to be rare. INFJs don't just have high standards, they have non-negotiable ones, for their work, for their relationships, for themselves. And here's the dark truth. Those standards will cost you people, because most people can't sustain the depth of honesty, presence, and intentionality that an INFJ needs to feel truly connected. And rather than lower the bar, most INFJs choose solitude, not out of arrogance, out of self-protection. Because for an INFJ, a shallow relationship isn't just unfulfilling, it's actively draining. It takes more energy to perform small talk and surface-level connection than to simply be alone. So they choose alone, again and again, until the loneliness becomes its own kind of dark. This one is the one people never expect. INFJs are known for being gentle, patient, composed, and they are, right up until they're not. Because underneath all that calm lives something intense, something that has been watching and absorbing and tolerating and forgiving for a very long time. And when it finally surfaces, it doesn't look like irritation. It doesn't look like frustration. It looks like a quiet, precise, total dismantling of everything you thought you knew about this person. INFJs in their darkest moments don't raise their voice. They go cold. And somehow that's worse. Here's what I want you to take away from this. The dark side of being an INFJ isn't something to fix, it's something to understand. The door slam exists because you loved deeply first. The isolation exists because your standards are rooted in self-respect. The rage exists because you absorbed pain silently for too long. The exhaustion exists because you feel more than most people are even capable of. None of that is broken. all of that is human, just turned up to a frequency most people never experience. If this video felt uncomfortably familiar, leave a comment below and tell me which part hit hardest, because I promise you, you're not alone in this, and understanding your dark side is the first step to owning your light.